In this video, I'll be attempting to 100% and get all the achievements in the classic that is Sleeping Dogs. This is another one of those games that I played years ago when it first came out, but wanted to give it another go because I remembered it being an absolute classic. Unlike the last time I played, I aim to get 100% by collecting all of the collectibles, completing all of the DLCs, all the little side missions, and everything you need to get 100% and all of the achievements. So please sit back, enjoy this video, and if you have any suggestions on how to improve these videos or games I can continue to play in the future, please let me know. Also, if you get a chance, please subscribe because it really helps out and just sort of helps me see that I'm doing the right thing. So please enjoy. A big aspect of what makes Sleeping Dogs so good is the combat. In this combat you can get environmental kills. To get this you just grab an opponent and then take them over to an area marked in red and press B. This then does a cool animation interacting with this environment. After getting 5 of these kills you get the achievement Environmentalist. After completing a few tasks for the Sun on Yi, you successfully infiltrate the gang. This then gets you the story related achievement In With the Gang. In one of the early story missions you find yourself scrapping in a nightclub. After bashing someone into the fish tank, a load of fish fall out of it. You can then pick these fish up and use them as a weapon. For killing one of your enemies with a fish you get the achievement A Slap in the Face. Alongside working undercover for the triad you can complete cases for the police. These act as side missions to complete throughout the game and you need to complete all of these to get 100% and you get an achievement for doing so. For completing your first case you do get an achievement also, and this achievement is Take a Bite Out of Crime. In Sleeping Dogs there are a bunch of challenges to complete to get 100%. When you complete these challenges you get bronze, silver and gold, and each of them are dependent on how many times you've done said challenge. Playing through the game I got my first 2 challenge based achievements. These were Strike Gold, which you got for completing your first gold challenge, and Straight Silver for getting 5 silver challenges completed. Another cool mechanic in Sleeping Dogs are action hijacks. This is when you jump from one vehicle to another to hijack them. By doing this for the first time, you get the achievement Stuntman. By progressing in the story, you get another story related achievement in That'll Show 'Em. Alongside completing this story mission, this got me to 10% of the full game completion, which got me the achievement Rookie. You get more achievements throughout the game for completing certain percentages of the game. The next achievement that I got through playing the story was Gadget Man. To get Gadget Man you have to pick a lock, plant a bug, trace a phone, crack a safe and take over a spy camera. You can intentionally try and get this achievement as early as possible, but like I said you will just get this whilst playing through the story. Completing the same mission as the previous achievement, I then got the achievement Man Around Town. This is another one that you'll pick up by either playing the story or again prioritise before playing the story. To get this achievement you just have to visit all the areas on the map, such as Aberdeen, Central, Kennedy Down and North Point. When going for collectibles, these are how the collectible areas are separated. Gold Rush was the next achievement that popped. This again was another challenge related achievement, and this one was for getting 5 gold stat awards. There are 30 in total throughout the game, and at the end you have to get all 30 of them. Some of these are much more difficult than others, where you actually have to intentionally play a certain way, but most of them you'll pick up just playing through the story. Another thing you can level up is your face rating. You level this up by completing favours and other little tasks scattered around the map. When you get to certain levels of this you unlock different abilities such as percentages off of clothes and cars and weapons. These can be quite easily missed as they're not the easiest to find around the map, but when you see them pop up it's always worth just doing at the time. After getting to level 2 you get an achievement Minor Face. After getting deeper and deeper with the Sun on Yi, the police force that you're working for don't really like the tactics you're doing and how friendly you're getting with them. To prove that they are still in charge, they arrest one of your friends who is also part of the Sun on Yi, Jackie. This then unlocks the story related achievement, A Big Betrayal. After playing most of the game wearing the same item of clothes, I decided to change my clothes at the wardrobe. When you change every item of clothing like I did by picking a certain outfit, you get the achievement Fashion Statement. Continuing to complete main story missions, cases, the collectibles on the side, drug busts and all of that jazz, I finally reached 25% completion of the game. For getting to 25% you get the achievement Officer. Whilst being attacked by opposing triad members, I got the achievement Gun Nut. You get this achievement for killing 10 enemies using different firearms. Throughout the game there are many different firearms and these can be like different variations of ones with flashlights and silencers on, so just by using every firearm you find, you'll easily get this achievement. There are money cases scattered around each of the areas of Hong Kong. For collecting a certain amount of these, I got another Silver Challenge Award. This meant that this was my 15th in total, getting me the achievement Substantial Silver. After completing all of the cases that are available throughout Hong Kong, you get the achievement Case Closed. Even if you're not going for 100%, I would highly recommend completing these missions because they're good fun and they are just basically act as side missions and continue to develop the story. They're also a little bit different to the triad missions, as you have to try and be a little bit less reckless to hopefully not impact your score as high. I haven't included much footage of the actual game itself because I don't really want to spoil the main story of it, because it is a really good story. But once you've completed the main story, you get the achievement Big Smile Lee. As I said, the story is really, really good fun, and if you haven't played it, I would highly recommend playing it. It was now time to go and finish all the side missions, collect all the collectibles, and unlock the remainder of the achievements. In Hong Kong, there are around 21 races that you need to complete if you want to 100% and get all the achievements in this game. When you complete these races, you also get Face XP. After completing a bunch of these races, I finally got my face level up to level 5, getting me the achievement Gaining Face. When it came to collectibles, I concentrated on getting all of them in Central first. This was because it's the biggest area on the map and contains the most, so I thought it would probably take me the longest. After finding all the health shrines, money boxes and spy cams in Central, I got the achievement Central Scavenger. This is definitely one of the more time consuming achievements, and you have to do it in each area, which is a bit of a pain, but you can sort of switch off and just do it as you go really. What I didn't realise prior was if you complete a bunch of the side missions first, you actually get maps to where all of these collectibles are. So whereas I was using online resources, you can actually get them in the game. As I mentioned earlier in the video, driving around Hong Kong, events occur. If you manage to find them all and complete all of them, you get the achievement Event Driven. These again could be quite tricky to find, so doing them as you go is good to do, but also looking online and finding where they usually pop up is also very helpful. Whilst finishing off all of the remaining cop related jobs, I got the achievement Super Cop. Whilst completing these missions, you get Cop XP, which enables you to level up your cop tree. When you finally get to level 10 and unlock all of the different perks and sort of abilities, you get the achievement Super Cop. As with the Central Scavenger achievement, I then moved on to North Point. So collecting all the collectibles in this area, I then got the achievement North Point Scavenger. This again is very similar to the Central one, but just in a different area. Still continuing to mop up all of the challenges and side missions, I got to 50% completion. This got me the achievement Detective. At this point I noticed that a lot of the side missions are actually really good fun and more of the same of the main story, so I really don't see why you wouldn't want to do as many of the side missions as possible. Continuing again, the next challenge related achievement that I got was Golden Touch. This was for getting 15 challenge gold awards. After completing some more favoured side missions and races, I then got to level 10 on the face meter. This is the max level that you can get to, so for doing this you get the achievement Great Face. Next I concentrated on locating all of the health shrines. When you collect a certain amount of health shrines, you get an increased amount of health. After going around the whole of Hong Kong and collecting every single one of these, I got the achievement Spiritual Healing. The next little side mission collectible that I went after were the cameras scattered across Hong Kong. When you find these, then you have to do a little mini game to hack into the camera. I finally got around the whole of Hong Kong collecting all of these and hacking all the cameras and completing all of the mini games, which then got me the achievement Hong Kong Super Hacker. After collecting all of the collectibles in the previous two areas, I then concentrated on West End. Once again, I found all of the collectibles that are scattered around this area, and once I did that, I got the achievement West End Scavenger. Throughout Hong Kong there are 4 martial artist clubs. In these you turn up, you fight in sort of a round based tournament against more and more enemies. Once you complete each of these rounds, you then complete the club. As I said, there's 4 of these scattered across Hong Kong, so once you've done all 4 of them, you get the achievement Martial Law. I've heard this achievement can be a bit buggy and caused issues back when the game first came out, but I think they might have fixed it now. If this bug does happen to you, I think the best way to resolve it is just complete another one of the already completed martial art clubs and it should unlock. Another one of the little side games you can play in Hong Kong is cockfighting. There's a few of these scattered across Hong Kong and they all have different sort of bet limits on them. By going and betting on one and getting a win, you get the achievement Tourist. To get a gold stat award, you then have to win 1,000,000 yen on cockfights. That is very annoying because there's not really much of a strategy to this, so you just have to keep loading in and saving and loading out. So if you are going to go for it, I'd go and get it done early because it's quite a bit of a pain. Driving around Hong Kong are high security money trucks. You can use the action hijack mechanic in this game to jump on and take over these vehicles. Once you've done this, if you deliver them to a certain location, you then get a nice little payout. For hijacking and collecting 5 of these vans, you get the achievement Kleptomaniac. As I mentioned previously, some of the cockfighting arenas enable you to put more higher bets on. By winning 100,000 yen in one cockfight, you get the achievement Infallible. Playing through the main story missions, you get introduced to a man called Roland. Roland sets you out on some bounty hunter missions throughout the game, and once you've completed them, you get an achievement. This achievement is just called Bounty Hunter, so for completing every single one of these missions, you unlock it. There are 32 races scattered across Hong Kong. For completing all of these, you get an achievement. Some of the races aren't available straight away and you have to complete some of the side missions to unlock, which I didn't actually realise, so I thought it might have got bugged. These side missions are the girlfriend missions that you can get, so you get those missions by giving them a ring once you've met them. After you've completed all 32 of these races, you get the achievement Way of the Road. There are 2 quite frustrating achievements in this game. One of them is Auto Enthusiast. To get this achievement, you have to buy every single vehicle in the game. Unfortunately, you can't buy all the cars from one car dealership. You have to go around the entire island, going to each of these dealerships, buying every single one of these cars. I would definitely recommend waiting until you get to face level 10, as when you get there, you get a percentage discount on any vehicles and clothing. So once you've done this, you get the achievement Auto Enthusiast. Finally, after driving around Hong Kong for hours looking for any favour that popped up, I finally got the achievement Mr. Nice Guy. This is for completing all the favours across Hong Kong, and like I said, can be a bit annoying just to locate and find. Similar to the races, some of these also don't pop up until you've completed other missions, so if you have got a few missing, like I did, make sure that you've gone around and completed the side missions that are scattered around the island first, and they may appear. The other frustrating achievement, like Kleptomaniac, is Fashion Victim. This, similar to Kleptomaniac, requires you to buy every item of clothing in the game. Once again, you can't buy this all from one shop, so you have to drive around the entire island going to each of the individual stores. I'd recommend doing this again after you get a level 10 face because of the percentage discount, it makes it a lot easier. The most frustrating side mission out of all of them, though, are the events. This is because they don't actually pop up on the map unless you're near. I spent ages driving around the map looking at a map online that showed where the events would pop up, and I just felt like for some reason they just didn't exist, and I thought, again, this achievement might be glitched. It turns out some of these won't actually appear if it's raining or if it's nighttime, so you have to make sure that it's not either of those. Once you finally find all of these events, and I think there's only about 12 of them, you get the achievement Event Planner. Another annoying little achievement is Foodie. Similar to Auto Enthusiast and Fashion Victim, you have to go around and buy every item of food in the map. Once again, there's nothing on the map that indicates where any of these things are, and even what the 10 items of food are. The way that I managed to find best was go online and look at a guide to work out where these food items are, because again, it would be impossible just to drive around looking for these things. Somehow, throughout the entirety of playing this game, I never got the achievement Safe Driver. To get this achievement, you have to drive for 2 minutes without hitting any items at a considerably high speed. I thought just driving around the map I would be able to do this, but clearly I'm not a particularly good driver. I found this little loop in the road that you can reach a good amount of speed, and there's no real objects or things to hit, so after driving around that for 2 minutes, I got the achievement Safe Driver. I killed quite a few enemies throughout the game using different melee weapons, but hadn't yet got the achievement Whatever's Handy. To get this achievement, you have to get 10 kills using different melee weapons. There's a wide range of melee weapons throughout this game, such as crowbars, tire irons, knives, anything really that you can think of. Somehow, like I said, I hadn't got all 10 of these, so I ran around the streets looking for people with handbags and briefcases, and then used them to kill them. After doing this, I finally unlocked the achievement. One of the gold award challenges to do is to kill 50 police officers. I was trying to level up the cop tree as much as I could throughout the game, so I avoided killing many police officers throughout the main missions. Now that I'd got to the max level of the cop tree, I thought it was a good opportunity to go for this challenge. In doing this, I just went on a rampage, killing every police officer that I saw, and doing this, I accidentally shot out the tyres of a police car, unlocking me the achievement Sharpshooter. Continuing to grind through all of the challenges, I finally completed silver on every single one of them, unlocking me the achievement Solid Silver. It was now time to increase this to gold on every single one, which would then get me another achievement. To get the final gold challenge achievements and the 100% in this game, I then had to go off to Zodiac Island. Zodiac Island's a different sort of area where there's more side missions and a lot of sort of kung fu inspired challenges and things like that, so it's a cool little addition to the main game. Playing through the entire of the side mission, which was Zodiac Island, I then got the 2 achievements, Chief Inspector and Pure Gold. Chief Inspector was for completing 100% of all the missions, cases, favours, events, jobs and races, so just 100% in the game basically. And then Pure Gold was for getting 30 gold challenge medals. This meant that the base game was basically 100% completed, I just had to mop up a few of the miscellaneous achievements I'd missed. One of the 2 final achievements I had to get in the main game was Ultimate Fighter. This was to get to level 10 on the Triad level tree. Somehow throughout playing the game I had not reached this, which I thought I would manage to do. This meant I had to play back through some of the missions and try and max out the Triad rating of each of these. This can be quite difficult because you actually have to get quite a few points, so by looking at the best ways to maximise these points definitely helps. After finally doing this, I got the achievement Ultimate Fighter. The final achievement that I got in the base game was Karaoke Superstar. Scattered throughout the entire of Hong Kong are multiple karaoke bars, and in these there is a bunch of songs that you can do. In these songs it acts as a mini game, a bit like Guitar Hero and stuff, where you have to hold the stick at a certain angle to hit the note. If you manage to get 90% on all 10 of these songs, you get the achievement Karaoke Superstar. Obviously I've had to mute these because they're not licensed songs, so yeah, that's why you can't hear anything, but they are bangers. Now that I'd completed all the achievements in the base game, it was time to move on to the 2 DLCs that have been added to the Deluxe Edition. The first of these is Nightmare in North Point. This DLC reintroduces some of the main enemies in the main game, but as ghosts and ghouls attacking Hong Kong. It's your job to banish these back to hell where they came from. After playing through the main missions of this DLC, I got the achievement Pet Cemetery. You get this achievement for sending Dog Eyes, Ratface and Ponytail back to hell. Like I mentioned earlier, these are enemies that you fought against in the main story, so it's good to see them back again and then send them back to hell where they belong. You finish this DLC by banishing Smiley Cat back to hell. In doing this, you get the achievement Icon Has Banishment. This DLC was actually a lot of fun and the stories were quite cool, and the sort of introduction of the ghouls and ghosts makes it just feel like a bit of a different game. It was now time to complete all the side missions and collectibles for this DLC pack. Next up was to go around and do all the secondary content in this DLC. After taking out hordes of ghosts and ghouls and removing them from certain areas, I got the achievement Ghosts and Stuff. The collectible in this DLC are shrines. They look very similar to the health shrines from the main game, but I think you get a percentage chance of inflicting fire damage when you've collected all of them. Around these are scattered some ghouls that are protecting them, so you have to take them out and then interact with the shrine. For doing this with 10 of the shrines scattered across the small area of the DLC, you get the achievement Hell Money. The final achievement in this DLC was Cursed Gold. Similar to the main game, there are gold, silver and bronze challenges to be completed in this DLC. Unfortunately, unlike the main game, these are very grindy and very boring and just take forever. A lot of these require you from just killing enemies with a certain weapon or just killing enemies in general. Annoyingly, a lot of these enemies don't spawn all over the place, so you have to drive from point to point just killing 4 or 5 enemies until you reach around 200, so it's a bit of a grind. With this achievement acquired, I had now completed this DLC pack. It was time to complete the final DLC pack and get the final few achievements in Sleeping Dogs. This DLC pack is called Year of the Snake. This one has sort of a terrorist-esque group that are taking over Hong Kong with their martial arts sort of style of terrorism, I guess. After completing the first mission of this DLC and taking out the terrorists and arresting them, you get the achievement Bomb Squad. This DLC I feel was much shorter and much easier to complete. After completing all of the main missions and defeating the cultists who are doing these terroristic acts, you get the achievement Cult Master. Again, I feel like this didn't really take very long and I didn't think there was that many missions really. Similar to the other DLC, you get an achievement for completing all the secondary content. The secondary content again is similar in the sense that you just basically have to clear cultists from specific areas and arrest a few of them. These were quite good fun, and once you do this, you get the achievement Hong Kong's Finest. The final achievement in both the DLC and the overall game was Goody Monster. This is the collectible achievement for this DLC pack and requires you to go around and find evidence bags scattered across the map. The final one that I had to locate was out on one of the cargo ships far out in the ocean. Once I collected this, I got the achievement and then got the final 100% of the full game. What can I say about Sleeping Dogs really? It's an underrated classic, I think. They never really got the true appreciation that it should have, and I do feel like it should have probably got a sequel. It was a really good fun game, the story's great, and the combat's good fun, and all the different little mechanics they've put in just sort of separates it from other open world games that exist. The fact as well that it's in Hong Kong other than America, like most open world games, sort of separates it from the bunch as well, and does make it a cool sort of setting to play the game in. 100%ing was good fun as well. There was a few grindy achievements with the sort of challenges and the collectibles, but again, they're not too bad and they all work pretty well. The DLCs were cool, but I'd say I preferred the cultist one over the Ghoul one just because the grinding of the kills at the end just got very boring and sort of, I don't know, just repetitive. But the overall game itself was good fun. If you've made it this far in the video, I do really appreciate it, and if you've got any suggestions to games I should play in the future or any ways to improve the video, please let me know. And then once again, if you did enjoy it, please give it a like and maybe a subscribe, as I do appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.